about how to get Ohio's economy back on its feet.
Have you ever passed out while surfing the web? Have you considered incorporating closed captioning into your next YouTube video? Many people with disability face adversity trying to engage online. The Office of Disability Resource at Miami University is a small office doing its part to grapple with those issues. Over 200 students are registered this year with the Office of Disability Resources. But junior Elizabeth Quantz, who suffers from multiple invisible illnesses, says that the accommodations made by the Office of Disability Resources are just one small step.
There are too many other departments that come into play, and if all of those departments aren't willing to fall into line and work with the students with the disabilities, it doesn't really matter what the Department of Disabilities tries to do. All of the departments have to work in concert.
While walking around Miami University's Oxford campus, I could not help but look at Miami in the new light. Older buildings like McGuffey and Upham have wheelchair entrances where their loading docks used to be. The wheelchair entrance at Upham is currently being relocated to the building's north side. The present wheelchair ramp is only 21 inches wide. Andy Zeitzler, the head of the Office of Disability Resources, is excited about the upcoming renovation projects going on around Oxford's campus.
I'd like to make is, it's one thing to think, about physical access on campus and providing ramps and providing the ramps into the building. The same way I like to think of technology, that is a ramp of providing information and access to course content and information that's being out there and posted out there.
All the Pieces of Diversity is this year's theme, and one piece is the Social Action Center. Its members are doing their parts to help promote diversity. Diversity Week, which kicked off March 27th and ends Saturday, May 3rd, was the perfect opportunity to showcase the Social Action Center's role on campus. The newly renovated basement in the Hanna House is home to the new group. Robin Beavers, a second-year student at Miami, is proud of what the center is doing in the community.
Decided at the end of February this would be a great thing for the Social Action Center to get us up and running, really on the action part. So we started planning this a few weeks back, and so now it's all coming together.
Susan Hildebrandt, the Social Action Center advisor, believes that the Social Action Center's most important role is to collaborate with other campus groups and support their projects.
The center isn't a student group. It's an organization to bring other student groups together. So we don't necessarily run our own big programs, but we bring groups together to make their programs better, to give them the skills that they're going to need to be good activists and agents of social change.
Ethan Steinberg, a first-year student, said that getting involved in campus activities helped him become acclimated to college life. Diversity Week and many campus organizations like the Social Action Group are a great way to get involved on campus.
No favorites yet, but I think I like just about everything. Yeah, because I'm really excited about everything that's going on.
We're all ready to pull ourselves out of the economic slump, but the big question is, how can we make it happen? While there is disagreement about how to get Ohio's economy back on its feet, we can all agree on one thing: Ohio needs more jobs.
Jobs are the overwhelming reason that people move, whether it's from Mexico to Texas or other third world countries or inside the United States. In boom times, people within the United States feel they have some choices to make, that they can move someplace for amenity reasons, the climate or other reasons they think the place is attractive. But the bottom line has always been jobs.
Ohio lost hundreds of thousands of jobs in the decline of its auto manufacturing and steel industries, and now 1 in every 10 workers in Ohio are unemployed. Forced to reevaluate its economy, the state is looking for new industries that will bring new jobs as well as provide a stable future for Ohio workers. Green technology may be one solution. Owner of Extreme Audio, Video, and Solar in Hamilton, Nathan Chamberlain says Ohio is already making strides in the green revolution. and he believes solar energy is one key to Ohio's future success.
As time goes on or whatever, obviously the more projects they see out there is definitely going to draw attention to Ohio, and that's the thing they've been trying to do for a long time, I think, is versus being seen as kind of maybe potentially, a lot of times conservative and things like that. With these types of jobs and things coming here, it'll be, perceived as an innovation. New jobs, new growth, new direction, a futuristic maybe opportunity, even something like that. So this is definitely something that's here to stay and isn't going to go anywhere but up.
Green technology has made its way to Ohio's college campuses and become an important area of study for students.
Green building has become like a huge focus of architecture. It's kind of a buzz around it now. It's like the popular thing to do, I would say, but I'm taking a sustainable design class right now, focusing on adaptive reuse and sustainability. So it's definitely a focus.
There's been a really great turnaround in terms of necessity for clean energy systems, since all of our finite fuels are decreasing, and actually our fossil fuels are going to be used up in about 300 years. So they've recently started to institute more green classes. Like one of the classes I'm taking next semester is an alternative energy systems class. So they have started to move towards the green trend.
To ensure a future for Ohio in green technology, the state must invest in students like Dan and Rachel, who will be the industry's future leaders. But they come at a price. Enticed by job offers in other states, these students need special incentives to stay in Ohio.
Higher salaries are just a great way to get people. If you're making more money here, that just means, the standard of living is going to be increased too, and it'll just be a great place to live. I don't know how they would do that. I'm no economist, but that would definitely deter me from leaving. If I could make the most money in Ohio, then I probably would just stay.
In the past, Ohio has had trouble keeping highly educated and skilled students in the state post-graduation. 2008 report from the Ohio Board of Regents found that each year the state has seen a net loss of nearly 6,000 bachelor degree holders and approximately 3,000 graduate degree recipients.
We've always understood that it's essential to the prosperity and the well-being of our state. So we know that we're stewards of that history. We think what we're doing now is not necessarily creating a new situation for Ohio in higher education, but really reclaiming the legacy of Ohio as a global leader in higher education.
Fingerhut's office released its 10-year strategic plan in March 2008 with 3 goals in mind to make Ohio more competitive. 1. Graduate more students. 2. Keep more graduates in Ohio. 3. Attract more degree holders from out of state. Fingerhut says that the number one way to keep graduates in Ohio is to connect them with job possibilities while they're still in college. Making connections with students and employers earlier in a student's college years is one of the goals of Miami University's second-year programming.
Career chats are an opportunity for students to sit down with an employment recruiter who's actually visiting campus to hire people for internships and for jobs, to sit down with them and have a casual conversation about the job market, what to look for in a resume, how to do an interview, what kind of experiences you should get to look better on a resume and to stand out.
Another solution for keeping grads in Ohio: work with colleges and universities to find new ways to connect students with the communities around them.
My task is to encourage service learning and support more faculty to embed service learning into their courses. Example is actually a young woman who was from Connecticut and came to Miami, expected that she would stay. Her parents were Miami merger, but she's grown up in Connecticut. Her expectation was she'd come here for college and she'd head right back to the East Coast. And she did a semester in Over the Rhine with Professor Dutton. She then volunteered additionally down there, and when she graduated, she ended up taking a job down in downtown Cincinnati and is living in Over the Rhine, and that's now 3 years, and she's still there. And I don't think she'll probably ever leave. I think she feels very connected to the people in that community.
Miami University graduate Kara Love is a good example for how these connections work to keep the students in the state. Getting involved in service early in her college years, she landed a job working with the Boys and Girls Club after graduation.
I really wanted to actually make a difference. I wanted to volunteer, but I really wanted to have a commitment where I saw my little each week and really got to see it change. I love working in Butler County because I have the best of both worlds, and I've made some really good connections here at Big Brothers Big Sisters in what I'm doing. So that's why I would move back to the area.
Ohio was once known as a place of innovation. The Wright brothers, Thomas Edison, John Glenn, and Neil Armstrong, these were the faces of Ohio. Recent struggles have made Ohio a place of hardship, but it can bounce back by being at the forefront of the Green Revolution. Engineers like Rachel Smith, community leaders like Kara Love, and fresh thinkers like Dan Telpis are the future leaders of Ohio. By investing in our future, we can bring Ohio back as a state the rest of the country needs to take notice of. Then we can transform Ohio from a state of transition to one of recognition.